Before I move on to my game of the week, I do want to bring up this question. It came from my foreman earlier today at work.
Ooh,
But
Foreman
anyways,
question.
uh, Derrick
Deontay.
Henry, obviously, feed him 20 carries a game, you're gonna have success 9 times out of 10. Uh, there were some big running back acquisitions in the offseason. I mentioned the other guy I want to talk about earlier, Saquon Barkley. Who has been the better acquisition through week 6 in the NFL, Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry?
Ooh, you mean I would probably say Derrick Henry. He's scoring more touchdowns. I think he's helping his team a whole hell of a lot more than Saquon Barkley is. Now, that's not necessarily their fault. They can't call plays. They can't give themselves the ball 20 plus times a game. So
That's the other topic that this question brings
to
up.
get even use, but like as of right now, Derrick Henry is helping his team win more. Therefore, he has done better. It's been a better acquisition for the Ravens because they're fucking using him. It makes it a shitty acquisition for the Eagles because they're not using him.
Feed Saquon, man. Because
I, w- I would
getting in
I
the
would
season,
agree.
like
Like you paid all that fucking money, use him.
What did he score three touchdowns in the home opener again?
I
Home opener
believe
was the
so.
Yeah,
Brazilian
yeah,
game.
yeah.
He scored three touchdowns in that game, and then he's been dead. Like he had one other game outside of that, like
Silent,
6 weeks. He's silent 4 out of the 6 games that you've given him, and
like a
it's
church out
not
there.
and it's not his fault. He's not injured, which he usually is at this point
He's
because
fine.
his usage is 90% in New York. Like it's not Saquon Barkley's fault. Give that guy the ball. So I would agree that Derrick Henry has been more instrumental in what his team is doing, even though he basically got shut out against the Chiefs. Outside of that game, they realize that they need to use him a little bit more. It also opens up the passing game, which is why we've only seen two bum games out of Zay Flowers, right? And Nelson Aguilar is getting involved, and you see the 12 tight ends for the Ravens get involved. It's because it's built off of the running game that comes
Patrick
from Derrick
Ricard.
Henry and Lamar Jackson, whereas the offense has been completely stifled from the Eagles, and they're barely beating the Browns. And Nick Sirianni's jaw jacking with his own fans
Oh, dude, that's yeah, well more on that later. Holy
Bullshit.
shit.
because because they're deciding not to use something that opens up the passing game because you also have a mediocre quarterback in Jalen Hurts who can't necessarily throw the ball when your top two receivers are out or even when they're in.
So look, Derrick Henry is evidence that the power run game never left the NFL,
Yeah,
but I've said it already this season. The power run game is back. The power run game is what's been effective in the NFL right now,
Patrick
and yes,
Ricard.
and it's still like a lot more running out of shotgun than I guess the traditional power run game that we might be used to. But uh, Derrick Henry and the boys are toting the rock this season, and Philly just needs to feed Saquon. Now you worry about injury with both of them, so but r- run them while you got them.
At the end of the day, like it's the NFL. You got to worry about injury with everybody. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So that is that's my whole thing. I hate when not necessarily hate, but I think it's dumb to be like, oh, well, I hope he doesn't get fucking injured. If we can't use him if he's injured, we don't want him injured. It's like it's the fucking NFL. This is
Well,
football.
but
Someone's gonna get fucking hurt.
I still think there's a strategic part to that. Like in games where you're up by a lot, you don't need to use Derrick Henry anymore. Use more of Justice Hill, like as they've done
Oh,
in games
sure.
that
Yeah.
are up.
Yeah.
Like you can load manage a little bit in the
Yeah.
NFL
You
with
don't need
guys
to
like
booby
that.
miles your fucking your running back. But yeah.
You want to win? Put Booby in.
Yeah, no, I think and what gets me too is like when you were talking about the struggles of the Eagles, Ty Bob, like why are the Eagles not doing essentially exactly what the Ravens are doing? Because like we know Jalen Hurts can run. He can't run like Lamar Jackson, but he's got a set of wheels on him. Like, why are you not using Saquon Barkley up the middle to open up the edge for Jalen Hurts?